Well, good morning. I want to thank PSE for the invitation, the Inter-American Bank for all of their support, and all of you for waking up so early and coming to this event and being willing to listen to us. I come from REDCA, Central American Network of Telecommunications. I am the general manager, and I am going to give you a general overview of what we have been working on this years. Actually, the dream of integrating Latin America is a dream that has been going on for long. The coin that you can see on the screen is a gold coin from 1835 of the Central American Republic. It had 8 shields, and there were others with 2 or 8 shields, and since that moment we could see the integration, and that's how Central American Republic that integrated all 5 countries was built, and that led to the development on the idea of integration. There have always been interest to develop projects related to integration. In Central America, we have 523 million square kilometers, 47 million inhabitants, 56 million mobile connections, 101 mobile per 100 inhabitants, and a GDP of 200 billion. So the population is equivalent to the one of Colombia, in size at least. And as an isthmus, it has the advantage of being at the center between North and South America, and there can be a lot of innovation and creativity to develop interesting projects over there. The first project that was made this way was the CFPAC project, the Electrical Integration Central American project, which was a project developed by electric companies in South America. It was funded by the Inter-American Development Bank. It was a project of almost $5 billion. And I talk about electricity because in here, over this network, there was a cable that included optical fibers throughout the whole network. And so a concern was raised for developing energies to develop a project that will integrate not only energy and power, but also telecommunications. And that's how the electrical companies in South America, some of them had the title of telecommunications, they started developing this idea of developing a project in the sense. And that is how a company was created for the development of the Central American Power Network. And REDCA was created for the development of the integration of telecommunications in Central America. Basically, our historical development in that region was about integration via submarine cables that reached the shores of countries in a fragmented way. And from the shores, that led to the capitals, cities. And actually, there were some countries that had only one station of submarine cables. Some of them had 2, and some of them had none. But in the case of Panama, for example, there were many of them. And based on the fact that Latin American traffic usually flows towards the north, 83% of traffic moves this way, an idea came up. The idea of creating a network, seizing the electrical network and developing a project that includes all of these benefits and allows to create a network that will have the necessary benefits for telecommunications. Just to provide some data, Latin America moves at 47 terabytes of international broadband. Half of this can be from Mexico. Mexico can have 20%, Central America 5%. So going north and going south is very important in the sense that this is the regions in which we have a lot of traffic. So we created a roadmap in 2013, and we developed the contracts to use the optic fibers with electric companies. We updated the regulations in each one of the countries. And with the support of Mesoamerican Project, Comtelca, the Inter-American Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, which is funding us in 2015, this way we developed the equipment projects to develop this network in Central America. So, as of 2012 to 2018, we have been developing all of the necessary infrastructure to have a connectivity network that covers all of the region. And finally, we developed the network extensions to capital cities. This is how what the network looks like. It is a linear network, but it is very comprehensive. It has a very high usability. And in comparison to alternate networks, we offer an availability of 99.5, very low latency, very low loss of packages, and basically this is what we are doing. We are also creating a northern ring between the countries of Honduras, Salvador, and Guatemala, and we will finish it this year, and extensions to capital cities. Nowadays, we have points in every single capital in Central America. We are offering a service frequency spectrum, and basically what we do is using optic fibers, but actually it is a fiber that is covered from end to end. So the operator does not have to use intermediate equipment. They use an already deployed infrastructure, and that way they can connect to whatever point they wish by using the other extreme, the other end. Right now we have 40 ports of this nature, and we are the first ones who are offering this kind of service. And we have a capacity of 100 gigabytes with a limit of 9.6 terabytes per second. As I was saying, a high quality service. The networks are deployed in the towers. We have almost 5,000 towers deployed in Central America at a very high altitude, and that is when we have the cable and the network that is molded in steel, and at certain moments the tables have fallen, but the cable is not cut down. It is always working during earthquakes and other natural disasters, so it is an example of resistance. We have capacity with submarine cables. We can reach 3 stations of submarine cables in South America to offer our services. And the services for whoever wants to connect to the network. We had 1,800 kilometers of ZEPAC. This was a network that reached sub-electric stations, not necessarily in the cities, but they reached the power generation projects. For example, it reached the Arenal project in Costa Rica, and basically it was very far away from the capital, 100 kilometers. So we needed to make an effort to bring the strength of this network towards the capital cities. And that is how REDCA has been acquiring networks in every single country to anchor and expand the networks to important capital cities or important population centers in Central America in such a way that we can combine the strength of SABAC, CMW, plus the network extensions in the Central American points we want to connect, including the submarine cable stations of Central America. So as you can see, every capital was anchored, and all of these are rights from as of 15 years ago that REDCA acquired throughout the whole region. And this is how we created a network of 3,800 kilometers throughout Central America by combining each other's strengths. And so now we have a combined network. So the synergy of both networks provides this strength. Nowadays, the value proposition and neutral network, well, we are not competing with the operator for the final client. We have very competitive prices. Our networks are very high quality, and we have end-to-end solutions. So we have a whole wide range of solutions, IP, spectrum services, and a very comprehensive menu that the operator requires for telecommunication services. In certifications, we have received a lot. This is a certification of the Mesoamerican Highway Project. And then here they recognize that the Delta network is a base for the Mesoamerican Highway of Information. And we have also been backed up by the presidents and by the heads of state in the Tuxtla regions. So Delta is project that has been mentioning in every sense. We are aspiring to move on to other stages. We believe Central America has already been settled, so we are moving up north so that we can connect to Mexico and then to Colombia. The studies for these works, with the support of the Inter-American Bank, have been developed. So now we have an architecture or a roadmap of how to do all of this development in such a way that REDCA can become a bridge to connect Americas as the dream was in the first place. So this is the base of what we have. We still have plenty of aspirations connecting REDCA with other continents, not only in the region, but interregionally, as well as the Inter-American. With the Inter-American Bank, we are carrying out studies to integrate in other latitudes so that we can have other connection possibilities. All of this is the addition of our efforts of a lot of people and organizations that have participated with KELPAP, the Mesoamerican Project, heads of state in the development banks, who, with their vision, their entrepreneur spirit, and the support of all of these organizations, have managed to create this platform for the service of the region. And this is what I had to say. Now we can move on to questions and clarify things. Thank you very much.